Amazing how much things can change in just a few weeks in politics. A few weeks ago in Washington, Louis, people were saying over and over again, why on earth did you guys fight so hard to stop Obamacare? Let me tell you, Louis was on the floor with me during the filibuster just about the entire night. In fact, midway through the filibuster, the copy of the Obamacare bill that had all sorts of quarters folded over and underlining was his copy. You probably don't want to see the doodles he had in the margins. Just a few weeks ago, people said, why were you fighting? Now they're seeing what's happening. And people are saying every day, they're going, now I understand why y'all were fighting. This thing is a disaster. Obamacare is the single biggest job killer in this country. Millions of Americans have lost their jobs because of Obamacare, are forced into part-time work because of Obamacare, and are losing their health insurance because of Obamacare. Now, we didn't win the immediate battle of defunding Obamacare this fall. But what we did collectively is elevated the national debate over the disaster that was Obamacare so that we can win the debate and stop it once for all. You know, just a few weeks ago, Jay Leno in his monologue said, President Obama called me. He said, Jay, if you like your job, you can keep it. Then about a week later, Jay's monologue, he brought the topic up again. He said, the holidays are coming. Thanksgiving. You know, the first Thanksgiving, the Pilgrims said to the Indians, if you like your land, you can keep it. That is a powerful barometer for just how far it has penetrated into the public consciousness. What an absolute disaster Obamacare is. And how the president willingly, deliberately uttered a flat-out falsehood to the American people. Now, that couldn't possibly be the case, because I read in the New York Times that he misspoke 28 times with exacting precision. He misspoke. People are understanding all across this country this thing isn't working. Over 5 million people have lost their health insurance. I'll tell you, when you travel the state and you talk to people, you talk to men and women all across Texas who've lost their health insurance, who are scared. They've got kids with diabetes, and they're saying, look, I don't know how I'm going to take care of my family. I've got a very good friend of mine who's a cancer survivor. Texas Oncology, one of the largest cancer providers in the state, has announced they're not going to participate in Obamacare. This very good friend of mine is facing the very real prospect of not being able to see his cancer doctor. He's got 2 little kids at home who depend on him. You want to talk about real, focus the mind, serious harms. This thing isn't working. On every front, we're going to win these fights by energizing and mobilizing the American people. We've launched a national website, MakeDCListen.org. MakeDCListen.org. It has a portal where citizens all across the country can upload their stories of how Obamacare is impacting them. You can type it in how it's impacting your job, how it's impacting your health care, or you can take out your iPhone, you can video it and upload the video directly. And we're going to help tell the stories of people all across this country who are being hurt by Obamacare. 2 days ago in Odessa, a man told me about, he said his 101-year-old aunt just had her health care canceled because it doesn't provide maternity coverage. And he said, you know what? My aunt doesn't really want maternity coverage at this stage in her life. Had another individual down in Galveston County just a couple of days ago at a round table there describe how his family, their premium went from $900 a month to $2,000 a month. Said, you know what? We don't have $2,000 a month. We don't know how we're going to pay this. How do we turn it around? This is what I want to close with. I want to close with a word of encouragement. What y'all are doing matters. Listen, up here in East Texas, in one county, people getting energized and passionate is changing the state of Texas. What y'all are doing right now. And that model, that exact same model, is how we're going to change the country. It's happening. It is happening all across this country. People are getting energized and engaged who never have. They're speaking out and speaking the truth. And one point to keep in mind, listen, we're right. Freedom works. The American free market system has been the greatest engine for prosperity and opportunity the world has ever seen. The president just gave a speech about growing income inequality with apparently no sense of irony. Because he's right, it is growing on his watch because of his policies. The biggest lie in politics is that Republicans are the party of the rich. The rich do great with big government. They get in bed with big government. Big business has armies of lobbyists and accountants. They do great with big government. You know, the top 1% today, the millionaires and billionaires the president loves to demagogue, earn a higher share of our national income than any year since 1928. That's what the Obama policies are doing. We're right. If you want to lift people up, if you want to expand opportunity for the people who are struggling, for young people, for Hispanics, for African Americans, for single moms, we need a booming economy where there's growth, where small businesses are prospering, where everyone has a chance to achieve the American dream. That's what this is about, bringing back the American dream. You want to know why it is we're fighting? We're fighting because of Austin, and because of Sydney, and because of Hayden, and because of Emily. Holy cow, were they amazing. You know, Matt's comment after hearing the four of them, he said, we ought to have the old guys just sit down and be done. But that's why we're fighting. The one note I would say is Austin said that there's no one with laser beams shooting out of his eye. I can tell you, as a matter of fact, I have seen Louis shoot laser beams out of his eye. But that is why we're fighting. We are fighting for those kids and for their kids and for their kids. And if we get back to the free market principles of this country, if we get back to the Constitution, that's how we bring America back. It's going to come from the people. And together, we can bring back that shining city on a hill. Together, we can reclaim America. Thank you, and God bless you.